Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Uh, now, this is actually a very special video. My best friend sent me the link, told me that a new MLP movie trailer was out, and so they sent me the link to it, told me it was out. So, without further ado, let's begin and check it out and see what awesomeness awaits us. This is My Little Pony, the movie, official trailer number 2, starting the video in, let me fix my cord here, sorry. Okay, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, click.
All this power.
Yeah!
Wasted on parties when there are far greater uses.
Oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful.
I don't think those are storm clouds.
Cadence!
Together for Commander Tempest!
Here's the deal, ladies. I need your magic.
I love her performance. Oh, wow.
Best escape plan ever!
Do you have the princess?
She might have got away a little bit.
I feel alive.
We need
Oh,
help
cool.
to save Equestria.
We're ready to kick some booty.
Pirates?
Oh, yeah.
Are your nails painted pink?
Nice touch.
It's time to be awesome.
Y'all ready to do this thing?
Come on! I want to help too.
See ya.
Y'all ponies are crazy.
Ooh.
Get her now!
Oh my gosh.
I hate epic adventures. We've got this.
We got the beat. Oh my gosh. A remix.
This ends now!
I simply cannot even. The bad guys have won. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I love the remix. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. Woo! Okay. This looks phenomenal. This looks effing beautiful, man. Alright. I'm going to go over some scenes with this. We have this really interesting intro of Rainbow flying into the intro itself. And we see this very beautiful shot of Canterlot again, and the stage that is set up. This very nice shot of just this festival that is going on, and it really looks phenomenal. And we also see this. The next scene, we see this really awesome scene with Rainbow flying. And the really interesting thing about this particular shot is the ends of her hooves are either red or gold. And I don't know if that is an effect from her flying from... Yeah, it is. Okay, it is. It is. Like, it's the force. And it appears to be like it's the force of... It's the speed of her flight, and it's heating up her hooves on the ends, and really nice effect with that. And I love this shot here with Songbird Serenade, how this looks. Now obviously this is going to happen at the end of the movie. Clearly this will happen at the end of the film, because this is set at nighttime, and this is going to be after everything is said and done. This is going to be the performance that we're going to be treated to at the end of the movie. We have Songbird Serenade, Sia, here on this stage, and I love the look of this. Just the lighting and the shading effects with this, it really looks amazing. I mean, the effect, the glow of the lights, it really does look like a really beautiful stage shot here, and I'm really looking forward to this, how this looks. And this other nice shot of these firework bursts, again, just look at the detail. Look at the extraordinary detail for this. Look at the lighting, the this soft transition from the darker sky moving down to the setting sun. It's gorgeous. And look at the shadow. Look at the shading on the waterfall behind Canterlot. This is just amazing. And the burst patterns of these right here, of these spheres, is just beautifully crafted. I mean, it's just wonderfully done. It really does look great. And the next scene here, which is very, very interesting, we see Tempest standing in front of this shot of Celestia and of this stone statue. And I have a theory that my theory, now obviously in the first trailer we didn't see Luna or Celeste, pardon me, we didn't see Luna or Celestia, at least that I recall, in the first film, and so far we haven't seen them in the second film. And I theorize that somehow they could be transformed into stone. Given the expression of Celestia for this, she's transformed into stone. It could be the work of Tempest, or it could be the work of someone else. But again, I love the work with this particular shot with Tempest, how she's moving, how she's walking here, and just the amount of frames put into this really add a nice smooth transition. And then this other shot here with Tempest and her magic, this nice, dark, ominous scene. I love the detailing that they're doing with this film. The angle of the magic here really gives the impression of the angled horn, which is pointing towards you at like what, a 30-40 degree angle, or sorry, I'm sorry, like a 60 degree or something. But it really gives a nice perspective. It really adds a nice appearance, like she's really looking towards you. And I really love that effect. It really does look great. And again, I really love the detailing for some of the shots with this, with with the Zeppelin moving downward onto Canterlot, and we see it, the slow pattern of, we see the nice CGI effect of these columns breaking. And I love the CGI effect here. This movie is a really wonderful blend of Flash and, or I'm assuming, Toon Boom, of Toon Boom, and the CGI that they're using with this. It's a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful combination. And again, this huge Zeppelin just landing, and the smoke of the exhaust effects behind it. This is a very beautiful shot. It shows the nice contrast between the CGI, the huge CGI Zeppelin, and the like of pastel painted backgrounds, and it really adds a very nice transition. And for the first time here, we actually see something else I didn't really notice this first time. We actually see Cadence and Celestia here as well. This is the first time we actually get to see these two in the movie. And again, look at this shot. And it's darker. This Zeppelin has descended upon Canterlot, and you have the darker tone. You have the darker filter with the camera, and it has a nice, dark, ominous tone to it. And and obviously you see Fluttershy in the background concerned. We see Pinky in the background also, kind of a mixture of, oh man, this is kind of bad. And Celestia clearly is concerned for this. Like, you can see that she's wondering what is going on, who is interfering with this festival, who would have the audacity to show up like this and just park their Zeppelin wherever in a no parking zone and destroy part of my kingdom, part of my and my sister's kingdom. And Cadence, this is our first look with her here, and I'm wondering again, obviously Celestia, Luna, and Cadence can't do anything, and I'm wondering what is going to happen with these guys here. And obviously in the last shot we showed, Celestia is turned to stone, and I theorize that Luna probably will be turned to stone as well. It could be Tempest, it could be the other fella, her commander, or sorry, the guy that she's the commander for. It could be him, his magic that turned them to stone. Cadence obviously is detained as well. She cannot use her magic, and obviously I'm wondering about Shining, because he can't use magic either. And So this is our first time getting to see Celestia here, and again, really interesting shot here. And we see that the Zeppelin is kind of in the shape of a bird, which is interesting. And now I actually knew this before this because I am playing the My Little Pony game on my phone, and it shows the ship from the front where they just started the event with Tempest, and I'm probably not going to be able to get her. But again, we're some of the characters that we see in the background here, and I'm going to try to analyze this right here. There's a lot of characters viewed here in the background, and some of these characters look familiar, but then again, some of them do not. So I can't really give any clear judgments on that, like additional background characters. But again, this particular shot with Tempest entering is really beautifully done. The smoke effect is a really nice touch, and we see the magic with her broken horn. And again, I love her texture. I love her design. She looks really bad A, and I love it. And I really love the look for her. And we see a nice side shot of her, and she says, "All right, ladies, I need your magic." So it appears that she could be harnessing magic. Now, another thing to notice as well is a symbol on her uniform, on her flank, on the back here. This is a symbol that we saw before with this, so this is part of the Legion that she is a part of. It's also on this guy, the front vest or something that this guy is wearing, and that it's also, I think it is also on the front of this Zeppelin here, which is shaped like a bird. It makes the eyes, and we also see it on the smaller sections here. So this is part of that symbol. This is part of this Legion, and she is a commander. That's what people told me. She is the commander here. And honestly, I love her voice. Like, I love the voice actress, the work that she's doing here. I love her voice. It totally fits. I love her deliverance of her lines. It's incredible. It's powerful. It's authoritative. It's assertive. Yet it's just, I mean, it's relaxed and calm. And I love that. I love that deliverance of those lines. It's really incredibly well done. And I know that Tempest is supposed to be a bad guy, but honestly, I love her already. And I love this shot right here with the ponies running up, and how it makes this nice epic shot. It makes this sudden epic transition where it shows them running and then stopping, and then suddenly the camera zooms in extremely quickly to show Twilight, Pinky, and Rarity. And I mean, it makes for a nice, and again, it's a small detail, but take a look with this shot. The characters' faces are more clear, and underneath their heads, closer to the bottom of the letterbox on the bottom, you see a bit of a darker tone, a darker texture than what you see in the middle of the screen here for this shot. And it really adds a nice theatrical theme. It really adds a nice touch. It's a minor detail, but I love it. I mean, it does, and the top section of the screen appears to be the exact same way, especially the bottom here. It's not all one color, one solid piece. It just is this tiny transition where it transitions to the darker tone on the bottom letterbox, and I believe the top one as well, and it adds a really nice theatrical touch. It adds a nice dark ominous presence to this scene, and it really looks gorgeous, and I love the expression of the characters here. And again, Tempest just looks bad A, and she's capable of using magic even though she does not have a horn. And she's extremely quick, she is extremely agile. And another thing to notice here is she's able to use magic not just from her horn, but it appears that she's able to create some sort of orb, some sort of sphere, and she is extremely agile, and she is also extremely athletic. She kicks this orb or this sphere, again, I'm wondering here. Obviously, there's a backstory for how she lost her horn, but I'm wondering if that is the result of her magic, or if it's another power that she has through something else. Maybe it could be a device, a pendant, something that she's wearing that is giving her that power. But Again, green, you could honestly think Maleficent here. And again, look at the detailing for her face during this shot. The wrinkle in her nose, the curve of her eyes. I mean, like the curve of her eyebrows, like the authoritative, really aggressive expression on her face. It's an incredible detail to show her nose wrinkled up, and it's a really well done detail, and I love it. And it impacts the sphere, impacts the ground, causing an explosion. Again, it's probably not much, but again, look at the detail here for this cloud texture. Really nicely done. And it causes the bridge to break and the characters to fall through the bridge and seemingly plummet to their death. And here we have this other shot of the characters falling, and Pinky obviously is just totally cool with it, like, hey, I'm falling to my doom, wee, this is fun. Hello, Mr. Grim Reaper, hello. Want to have a party? Now, something that to notice, this particular shot right here with the characters falling is not part of the scene from the bridge. And the reason I believe that is because around them all you see is what appears to around them all you see is appear to be dark clouds. There does not appear to be, like, you don't see Canterlot around them. And so and if you look higher up in the background, you see what appears to be another ship. Now we saw that ship earlier because you see the rainbow patterns on what appears to be the sails. So this is a ship. This is a segment later on in the movie. This is not following the bridge scene. And here we see them land. We see Pinky and Twilight land on a deck. And the interesting thing about this scene, again, the camera is not stationary. The camera moves and tilts, which is a really nice effect. And back here we see this village behind them. And I believe that this village behind them is the same village that they go to later on in the movie that we saw with the windmill scene. Now again, you notice the emblem on this crate on the left, and again, we see this nice little effect of the characters landing on this ship or dock or zeppelin, and they had this nice, like, they actually skid, and it's not just a thump. It's realistic because it's slippery. They land, and then they actually skid because this thing is moving, and so they skid with it. Again, a really nice touch, and also as it transitions, you see it moving, you see the background behind them getting farther away. Again, a really nice touch with that. Now here the camera remains stationary, but we see that continue with the background. And again, we see this really nice moment with Tempest as well, talking to this other guy, and again, I really love the detailing for this particular background. And again, Tempest, I love her. Like, honestly, I already love her. And again, I really hope she gets redeemed in the end. I really hope that she gets redeemed and she becomes a good guy. Because, like, no joke, she would be freaking awesome if she were to switch to the good side and become, like, commander of of the Canterlot Royal Guards. She would be freaking awesome as the captain or as the commander of the Canterlot Royal Guards. And again, look at this. Look at the detail for this background here. And I'm thinking Tempest may have taken decor lessons from Maleficent. Possibly. I mean, just look at the background. This looks like something Maleficent would do. But, like, this is, like, she's younger than, like, she's not a witch, and Tempest is younger than Maleficent, because Maleficent is, like, old. I'm probably going to turn into a toad here. But again, this scene here, again, really nice detail. And again, I love just how that Tempest carries herself with the animation and how she handles herself. Really incredibly well done. And again, we see this nice shot with this other Zeppelin and with this beautiful rainbow pattern sails. Really nice. Again, this is a ship that is destroyed later on. And again, really nice done with the texture. Now we also see this other shot where Spike, Rarity, and Fluttershy, we see this nice overhead shot of them and these other pirates, which are parrots, which is funny. You know, pirates probably want a cracker. Tapping their hooves and their hands, claws, whatever, on the table, and like they're just thumping on it. And so obviously this is going to be a musical number. This is going to be a musical number right here. Really interested to hear this, but again, I like the pan of the shot, how it slowly moves over top of them, how it slowly moves over top of the characters. I really like that angle. And then we're introduced again, and we see this nice shot with Twilight. And this is something that I never really paid attention to before, and I don't know if it's exclusive to just this scene. But take a look at Twilight's eyes. There is more texture in her irises now than there was before. There's more spots in her irises than there were prior. Now I'm going to go back and see. It might just be for a close-up shot. Yes, that appears to be just for that shot. I'm going back, reversing through the rest of these scenes here. Yes, that does appear possibly to be just for this particular shot. But again, I love the animation in this whenever Twilight is talking, and this nice dark feeling around her. Again, look at the lighting. It's brighter in the background, and then as it moves towards the side of the screen here on the left, it's darker. I love what they're doing with the lighting and the camera here. It really adds to the ominous and dark nature and tone that is supposed to be in this movie. I really love what they're doing with it. And again, this female pirate here, I already love her again. I love her as well, and I'm really excited to hear her and see what she gets to do as well. And we see this nice shot where Rainbow is talking about pirates. And you'll notice something else. Now, there's a couple things. Now, again, I love this shot. It's, again, look at the nice, like, shadow effects around Rainbow here and on her. Again, I love what they're doing here with this. And, again, you notice on the right, this mug, it has the same logo that we saw before. Now, I have a theory, and I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm just going to go ahead and toss it out there, that what if this ship was originally one of the ships or zeppelins used by the bad guys, used by that legion, but these pirates, being pirates, stole the ship. And so that's why it has all that stuff there with that logo. Again, it's a theory, and I'm probably wrong, but again, I think it's cool for this shot that Rainbow is excited to meet pirates. And notice here in the background, we see something very interesting. We see this pirate putting like his hook on, which is interesting, and we see the shimmer with it, and we also get to see this other shot where Rainbow is pretty much like Peter Pan. Now, obviously, this other chick here, she is going to be a good guy, and this particular scene could be early in the film, whenever they first encounter the pirates, before they realize that that may be fighting for the common good or something, or Rainbow could just be practicing. But one thing that I really want to point out with this is I'm really honestly glad that they're going with swords for this. Like, these are actual weapons. These are actually weapons that can kill you. I'm really glad that they're going with actual weapons here and not trying to tone it down because, oh, it's My Little Pony, this is a children's thing. I'm really glad, again, that they're being bold with this and using something natural and real to the time period, using something natural and real to that feeling. I love how they're doing that. And they're not, like, holding it back, like, well, little kids are going to watch this. Screw that! It feels more natural if you roll with the originality than if you try to tone it down just because you're afraid of the parents. Screw the parents! But, again, this shot here with this rainbow, again, the lighting effects, the particle effects with this rainbow, with this double rainbow here is just magnificently done. Like, this is going to be one of those moments where you're just sitting in the theater, like, pardon me. And we also see this other segment with this pirate here on the ship, where we see Tempest and these other big golems or whatever these things are. And this scene here, I have a theory. Obviously, I have a theory that this could be okay. I just now noticed. Okay, we have the rainbow sails on the top here, so this is the pirate ship. And this scene, I'm speculating, takes place after the pirates and the ponies form a bond. And Tempest is tracking them down because she found out they're alive, and so they track them to this pirate ship. My theory is that Tempest destroys the ship, and that's the segment where we see the main six falling because they were thrown overboard. And again, we see this other scene with Tempest and this other guy here whose name escapes me. I apologize. And the interesting thing here is on this moment, Tempest makes a mention about this dude's nails being painted pink. This is hilarious. And again, look at the texture for this. It's not one solid color. There's a nice darker and lighter shade to this. Really, really well done. And I love how that looks. And there's a theory that this guy could actually be not so bad. Theory. Could be wrong. But again, I'm wondering if like this is a mask or if this is actually what the guy looks like. But again, we see this other shot with Rainbow and Pinky here by this river. And I'm speculating that this shot could be after they land in the river and they pull themselves out after they fall to their supposed doom. And I was actually wrong. There is a particle effect. You can see the other dots in the character's eyes. Now, I didn't notice it in the smaller shots, but it appears to be there in the close-ups. So this is going to be a thing with the dots in the character's eyes. And we also see Fluttershy here wearing a bandana, which is going to be adorable. Flutter's the pirate. That's going to be a thing. Applejack is wearing a pirate hat. That's cool. And I thought I saw Spike with an earring. Is that an earring? No. Okay, that's just one of his scales. Dang. But again, Rainbow is here with this pirate. So I'm thinking this could be after the sword fight deal. They could just be practicing. And again, now we are in Atlantica. And Twilight is the new Ariel. Sorry. But again, I love this little effect. Like, Twilight looks adorable like that. And again, this guy, as this cat, like, I really love it. Like, this is the first time I actually got to hear him speak in this. And I love it. Like, I love the voice for this dude. I love his design. It looks great, and I'm really interested to hear this. I mean, this guy I know is going to be awesome. I already know this guy's going to be freaking amazing in this, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that. I'm really looking forward to hearing his personality, seeing his character's actions. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, now we have the Storm King here. We have this segment where the Storm King is fighting against something with magic. Now, I have a theory that this segment could be Tempest, because you notice it's got a blue hue, which is the color of Tempest's magic. I'm wondering, and there appears to be some sort of mural back here. Now, this could be Canterlot, but I'm also thinking that this could be the castle where we saw before. Now, one theory is that this is Tempest fighting against a Storm King. Like, she has turned against him because he's evil, and this is theory. Probably wrong. Another theory is Tempest is fighting against the Storm King, not to fight against him, but training. She's training, or this could not be even her at all. Now we also see this other really nice scene of this Merpony and Pinky. And again, Pinky's hair is different because where she's a Merpony now, we see it has more of a flowy kind of feeling, more of like a lustrous appearance to that. And this crazy bird who uses his head as a drum. Okay. Rum. That's what rum will do to you. And this is obviously going to be a musical number. And this guy's just zany. Like, and we see this nice shot of Rarity and Fluttershy dancing on the ship, and it's cool. Rarity's wearing like the regal, elegant pirate hat. Fluttershy's wearing a bandana. I love this shot. It really looks cool. They're just blending in. They're just having fun. They're just fitting in with this group, and I love that. It looks really awesome. It looks really cool. And we see this cat fellow again here. And again, I really love his look, and I love the appearance here. What they're going with, the shadows and the shading, with the brighter effect on the outside where the sun is supposed to be setting behind the characters, and you have the darker tones around it. Really love that. And there's this other scene here where we see Twilight moving forward, and Pinky's just standing there adorably with her little hoof up, and Twilight's just standing there with a big smile, wondering exactly what that particular scene's going to be. But we see this other scene with Tempest here, and again, this looks really cool. This looks really cool. Like, she's ready to murder someone. She's angry. You see these stormtroopers. Sorry. Say it, these stormtroopers. I'm sorry. You know, the Storm King. Okay. Standing there, and she says, "Get her." And so I'm thinking that this could be, given the background design, we see the wood and everything. I'm thinking this is in that village. This is in that village. And here we see the scene where the ponies are hanging on to this windmill. I'm thinking this could be their means of trying to escape. Like, they're cornered, they're trapped, they're trying to escape. And this scene is a lead up to this scene is a segue into the scene where they're on board the other thing, which is leaving this village. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, that would explain them landing on it with a thud. They were flung from it because of this windmill blade. And then I love the look of this village. Like, it's like, kind of like a run-down village. And to be honest, it kind of makes me think about Resident Evil 4, like the village in Resident Evil 4 with the Ganados. Kind of interesting with that. And then Pinky is just Pinky's just Pinky, appearing out of a cake and begins to throw cupcakes at this guy. I mean, like, Pinky, whenever Pinky is armed with cupcakes, you know you're effed. And two things to notice here. One, you notice a pirate over here on the lower right. So this is a pirate's. I'm thinking this is closer to the end of the movie, because this looks like Canterlot. Because of the purple and the white and the gold trim. I'm thinking that this is Canterlot. Now, it looks run down. You see chips and cracks in the different structures. Now, there's two theories. One is that this is natural for Canterlot. It's like an old city, and so naturally it's going to have some cracks in it. And so it would be interesting if that was the case, to make it feel more well used. But I'm thinking it could be the result of what has been going on. But I'm thinking that this is closer to the end of the movie, and Pinky becomes, yeah, this is closer to the end of the movie, and I was actually wrong. This is a result of them fighting because of the damage to the structures, the broken windows, chipped walls, broken banisters, and Pinky's using weapons against this guy, and it seems to be working. And there's this other cake here, and interestingly enough, this cake has the same logo on it, with the heart there. Really curious about that, but again, Canterlot has definitely seen better days in this particular shot. And then the pirates jump out of the cake. And what I'm thinking with this scene here, this is a theory, they're going with the Trojan horse concept. And that's my theory, is that the pirates were hiding in the cake was brought into Canterlot, and the pirates jumped out. It's the Trojan horse concept. And this next shot here with Twilight standing standing outside of something here, this scene is just epic, epic, epic. I mean, Twilight's just standing there defiantly. The wind is blowing her mane, and you see the lightning effect around her. The wind is blowing around her hair, around all these characters. They're just standing there like, you are screwed. This scene is just epic, man. I mean, this scene here is just freaking sweet. And I don't know about this guy. I don't know if this guy's going to get redeemed or if he's going to get turned into something you hang from your rearview mirror. I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't know. But there's this other really nice shot with the characters running across the scaffolding in this village. And again, look at the texture, the dust, and the different boards that are cracking as we see this really nice and detailed 3D overhead shot of the characters running. And obviously this is in the exact same village. And again, look at the breaking pattern of the boards, how this entire scaffolding structure just collapses. And again, we get to this shot where Rainbow and Twilight, sorry, where Rainbow and Applejack, like the strongest, the physically strongest of the characters of the main six, jumps in front of their friends to protect them. Like they both instinctively jump in front of their friends to take the blunt force of whatever is being hurled at them. And I love it. I love it. There's this other really nice shot of Tempest, and I'm guessing this is on board the ship because we see the ropes in the background. And oh my gosh, Tempest is freaking mad. I mean, you see that snarl, you see the gritted teeth, you see the chin, and she's ready to kill someone. And again, look at the blue lightning effect from her horn, which is broken. And again, I'm thinking, again, you go back to the scene where you see that blue, exact same color, against the Storm King. I'm hoping that that is her fighting him, but I don't want to get my hopes up. I really hope she gets redeemed. I mean, I really like her character. And again, we see these boxes here, we see these boxes here, and this effect where this thing explodes. And there's a theory that maybe there was TNT on those in those crates, theoretically. There's another shot where a big, huge party cannon is fired, and we see the pirates standing here. We see Canterlot, which has seen a lot better days. And this is a shot transitioning. Pinky is launched, and so again, so Pinky and Spike and the rest of the characters are launched, and we see what remains of Canterlot, or yeah, this is Canterlot. As the characters are being hurled through the air, they go through the clouds, and I theorize that this could be their way to Canterlot, to the castle. And then this nice scene with Rarity. Rarity is standing, and she speculates that the enemies have won. Look at this scene, the fog, the lighting and the shading around this right here. It looks really, really nice. And we see this wall behind and what appears to be some sort of structure. It looks like a dam, but I could be wrong with that. Now there's a quick transition to show Twilight and her giving this like ugh expression. And again, this is a different shot. This is put there to Rarity, but this is obviously on board the ship itself. And then we get the fade back to Rarity, her admitting the bad guys have won, and she just collapses. And, you know, Rarity's the sort of the drama queen here, but again, it's typical Rarity. And again, I really love this, and I hope I covered as much as I could with this. I really hope that I covered everything. But again, I'm really excited for this movie. This looks really gorgeous. I really am very curious about what's going to happen in this movie, what they're going to do with it. It looks amazing. I love the animation style, and I know some people have complained about the animation style, saying that they don't like it, and I can understand. I mean, it is very different from the series. It is very different from the series. It is very different from the series itself. But to be honest, I'm fine with that, because most movie and TV series have different animation than their predecessors. Most TV series have different animation than their movie counterparts. The Lion King, and then Timon and Pumbaa, the series. The Lilo and Stitch movies, and then the Lilo and Stitch TV series, House of Mouse and Three Musketeers, the Hercules movie, and then the Hercules series, the Little Mermaid series, and so just to name a few, you know, every single film has different animation than its TV show, and vice versa. And so I can totally understand the difference in the animation for this. And honestly, I love it, because it's going to give this movie its own unique identity. And like I said, with animation, if you look at like the Lilo and Stitch TV series, and then you look at the movies and so forth, and pretty much any other film like that, you'll notice that the animation for the TV series is different. The Emperor's New Groove and then The Emperor's New School, the animation is different. And so I'm totally fine with it, because whenever the animation differs, it gives it its own unique identity. And this movie is going to have its own unique identity to, the series itself has established itself with the type of with the kind of animation that it has. It's definitive. It makes it stand out. It gives it its own unique identity. This movie's animation is going to do that for this film, and I'm totally fine with it. I mean, it does look gorgeous. I love the animation style, and I love the music clips that I've heard so far. Really looking forward to hearing the full soundtrack. I think there was a song, "Off to See the World," and I really love the beat of that song. I love the lyrics. I love the rhythm. I know I'm going to be banging my head to that whenever I hear it. And then we have a remix of another song here that I really liked. What was that song? Okay, and we have a remix of "We Got the Beat," which is another really great song, and we have a remix of that, which is awesome. And so I really love what they're doing with this movie. And again, I'm really excited for this movie. I'm really curious as to what's going to happen. And again, I'm really hoping that Tempest gets redeemed, because I really like her character, and I really hope that she does get redeemed and she does become a good guy. And again, I think she'd be great. I think she would fit right in as like captain or commander of the Royal Guards of Canterlot. I think it would just fit in for her. But again, I really love this so far, and I'm really looking forward to what happens. And again, obviously, Tempest is not the main villain. She's just second in command. The Storm King is the main bad guy. And I know that from what people told me. So again, from me checking out the first film, thank you to everybody that told me that, because otherwise I would not have known. So thank you all so much. But yeah, Storm King is the main bad guy. So he's telling Tempest what to do. Why she is working for him, how she's working for him, I don't know. She has a broken horn. It could be that she doesn't feel welcome anywhere else because she doesn't have, her horn completely, and so she feels out of place, and so, she just started down the wrong path. It could be that maybe the Storm King is holding something against her, like maybe he could have somehow been responsible for the loss of her horn, and so he's using it as a bargaining chip to keep her on his side. Or maybe she is actually, she is assertive and aggressive, but she also secretly could fear him because she knows how dangerous that he truly is. Again, it's a theory, or it could be that, I don't think it's going to be as simple as, he knows where her parents live, and so, he's going to, he's going to harm them if she doesn't listen to him. I'm pretty sure it's not as simple as that. It's going to be more complex, I'm sure. But again, I'm theorizing that she just went down the wrong path, and she's just working for him, and she hasn't been shown friendship, and so she doesn't really have any friends. All those people that she's working with are not friends. And so I'm just theorizing that she doesn't know friendship right now, and so she hasn't experienced it, and that's my theory. But again, I could be completely wrong. But again, there's got to be a backstory for how she lost her horn, and I remember reading, there was actually a book I saw on the wiki, that there was a book that's supposed to be a tie into the movie that kind of had the backstory. I need to get that book. I need to get that book. But it's kind of, it elaborated how she lost her horn and about her past. And that is a lead up to the movie itself, and so that would probably tell us what we need to know. But again, I'm really hoping that she gets redeemed, because I really like her character. I don't know about the Storm King, if he'll be redeemed. I kind of think he'll probably just be maybe locked up in prison or something like that for crimes against pony manity, for crimes against pony kind. Or then again, they could blow him into bits like they did they could blow him into bits like they did with King Sombra, or just lock him in Tartaros. Like the worst punishment. Just instead of locking him up, let's just lock him in Tartaros. Let's make him clean up after Cerberus for all of eternity. But again, that's my thoughts and theories. I mean, there's a lot more, and honestly, we don't have a whole lot to go on as to like why that they're taking over Canterlot, what the Storm King is trying to do, why he's trying to harness magic. What is going on with that? We don't know, but again, it won't be revealed until you watch the movie. And honestly, I really applaud Hasbro here because they're not revealing any more about the story than they need to. There's just enough with these trailers to hype you up and let you know, hey, there's something bad going wrong, and that these characters are going to try to fight back. But it's not actually saying, hey, this is the main plot, and they're withholding just enough information that we don't need to know right now. And I really applaud them for that because they really done a great job with picking out the scenes for the trailers. Other times, some films have spoiled way too much with their trailers and pretty much told you what was going on. And it has happened before. Here, like, they showed you the bad guys. You know who they are. You know that they're trying to take magic, it appears, but you don't know why. And you don't know how can the ponies defeat them. And so I'm really curious as to what's going to happen here. Now, a couple things to take note. So far, we haven't seen the elements of harmony. We have not seen them wearing the elements. Second, and we also haven't seen them using a rain. We have not seen the rainbow from the elements. Another thing we haven't seen is Discord. We haven't seen Discord in this. And we haven't seen Luna yet either. We know Luna's here. And I theorize that Discord is here too. You can't have... honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing Discord's appearance here and seeing his animation style. I'm really looking forward to that. But, again, I'm really looking forward to this movie. It really looks great. And again, I don't know if it's going to be released in multiple theaters, or if it's just going to be released into select theaters. I don't know. But I'm really hoping that it does release into a lot more theaters so that way more people have a chance to actually watch it. And I'm hoping, regardless, Hasbro, I have to say, please release this on the DVD as soon as you can, because for those who cannot watch it, who won't get to watch it, it will be torture to have to wait several months before this releases on the DVD. You will literally have to, we will have to avoid, basically, everything that we possibly can to try to avoid spoilers. We will have to basically stay off of every single bit of social media, off the internet completely for the next several months to avoid any spoilers whatsoever. Because it'll be hard. And so I'm hoping that it releases on DVD soon after the movie releases. And so that way we can get it. Just avoid spoilers for a bit and then buy the freaking DVD and then watch it. But again, this looks phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really hyped for this. And again, I just really hope that they release into multiple theaters. But again, and so again, Hasbro, all the people that are working on this, I'm really loving it so far. We're looking forward to the finished product. It looks phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It looks wonderful. And I'm really excited for it. And so, again, to everybody, thank you so much for everybody for this, for what you're doing for it. I'm really looking forward to it. This is the MLP movie. And I'm hoping so much that this is going to rock. And also, again, to my best friend, thank you so much for sending me the link. I would not have known that this was out already. And so, again, thank you so much to my best friend. Thank you so much for sending me the link to this. I really appreciate it. Again, you are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed the hope you enjoyed the reaction and my thoughts, my analysis on it, and also hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on it as well. My analysis, and again, anything you want to share, theories, thoughts, whatever, please feel free to do so in the comments as well. And again, thank you guys again for joining me, and hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.